Hey everyone, it's Matt, aka Tech Ranger, and today we're yet again going to be talking about the next-gen update for Fallout 4. We've got another patch. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, how it relates to mods, and then we have two display modes now with a target frame rate option. And I wanted to show some differences between those two modes, and then talk a little bit about the mods and the issues that I brought up in that first video. So if you enjoy this video, this little update, feel free to leave a like down below. Leave any comments down below if you guys have any questions about anything at the end. But let's take a look at this newer update and let's see what has changed. We did get some patch notes for this update, and I'm not going to bore you by reading every single one, but the main issues that were fixed were the 0 bytes glitch that was actually causing people to see negative space, including me, when you were downloading mods. A side note with that is that your libraries and favorites in-game still show like a few mods, when in reality on the website, it still shows all of your favorites in library, so there's still like a weird like mismatch going on there. Also, if your mods aren't showing in your load order in-game, that means that you're probably going to have to clear your reserve space if they're not showing there, or if you try to load up a game and they're not loading it. The two modes that we should have had when the update originally shipped, and we did technically have two modes, but they just seemed to act the same. The performance mode and the visuals mode is now a thing in this game, and then there is a target frame rate option as well, which you can either choose 30 or 60. When you're connected to a display that has a variable refresh rate or 120 Hz display, you can actually choose 40, and that option's not bad, especially if you're used to playing at 30 frames per second, but I would always try to push 60. And as we'll look at in this video, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be at that frame rate at all times. A couple of the issues with the Creation Club content that I had was one with the makeshift weapons, which just seemed like a lot of people had that issue where the textures weren't popping up for everybody. Now those are all there. And then the other one was the mysterious broadcast Creation Club content where you'd get the Halloween stuff. That still doesn't really work with the radio, but if you go to the location, you can actually force start the quest. One issue that was kind of a thing with the original next gen update was that VATS wasn't working 100% of the time, and like go to target somebody and they're moving, especially if it's a fast moving target, those percentages would go to 0, so you wouldn't be able to hit it. It seems like Bethesda is aware of this, just given what the moderators have said over on their Discord, and then there's a lot of people having issues with it, so there's probably going to be another update in the future to address this. Maybe. When I updated the game, everything seemed good to me as far as my mods go. All of my mods were there, but if you're updating for the first time, it might be a good idea just to hard reset your console in order to clear the cache. So with that stuff out of the way, let's take a look at some of the differences between the two modes. In these two clips, I was actually using two different weather mods, but you're not really going to notice that much of a difference when you're looking out because you're not looking too far out. In a place like Sanctuary, when you look over that cliff at the whole of Sanctuary, that's where you would probably notice something different, or at the top of like the Corvega factory. I'm kind of more on the performance side of Fallout 4. I'd rather have it be like closer to 60 all the time. You won't be able to switch to these modes on the fly. You'll have to back out to the main menu in order to change them. Check them out for yourself. They're both going to target 60 frames per second if you set that as your target. Just keep in mind you're probably going to get a little bit more dips with the visuals mode versus the performance one. Boston still seems like it might be kind of a mixed bag. There's still some stuttering here and there, and it doesn't seem to be something that I could replicate from one save to another because it happens kind of randomly. I don't know if it's still geared towards things spawning in, and then if you have a mod that modifies whatever's spawning in. So that could be something that might get updated in the future, but for right now, it's not terrible, and it's kind of what we've all been used to for a while. Although I felt like the 60 FPS mod that I was using before did have better performance in Boston, but then it would kind of drag in other areas, so I think overall kind of all balances out for me. But it seems like the next gen update was a cause of the stutters, so if they end up updating that at some point, that will be welcomed. It seems like it's an issue for people even playing without mods. It's just not a massive deal for me just because I'm not really in Boston all that much, but it is something. And that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful for you to see some, visuals. And I was curious because whenever something like this happens, I just want to go try a bunch of things. And for everyone that's new here, that maybe started watching with the whole Fallout craze and the Fallout TV show popularity and all that, thank you for stopping by. I hope you stick around, and we'll be getting back to our original content here on the channel, which is just kind of fun videos and mod videos for like Fallout, Skyrim, and then obviously some tech videos. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.